Howdy ho. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Magic. Oh, come here.
Lift her up.
Oh, you want to come in here? You
Join the
sweet
party,
little fucking
Magic.
bug?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a girl. Why don't you sit down and show your face to the camera, because you're such a pretty girl.
Oh. You have a very special relationship with Magic. You never thought...
Don't let her jump off.
No,
though.
she's not gonna. She'll come over to me.
Okay, baby girl.
Did you ever think that you would be such good friends with a little pug?
No, I didn't. Because when I met you, you had two pugs, Gypsy and Magic, and they were...
Gypsy and Phoebe.
Oh, yeah, Gypsy and Phoebe, sorry. They were ancient, you know?
Yeah.
And they didn't have much that they wanted or to give. They were just kind of like blind and hanging out.
Old pugs, man. They really don't have much to offer, you know.
And they don't know where I am, so we never bonded.
They don't know where they are. They don't know what the hell's going on. They're struggling to just take the next breath. Meanwhile, this one's struggling to take the next breath, but she's a young little puppy.
I run with her.
You do?
I sprint.
And she tries to do it?
She pulls me. She runs faster than I do, and you wouldn't think it.
Yeah, but she's the type of pug that doesn't know. She doesn't have the lung capacity or breathing mechanisms to regulate that. All right, let her down.
Okay.
Oh, bye, baby. Get out of here.
There you go.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Oh my God! The other day I was out with her. So you were in the city, and I take Magic for a walk in the afternoon. I don't wake up early enough to do the morning walk, unfortunately. But I was taking her for the afternoon walk, and man, I ended up being out of the house for 2 hours, and your parents started to get worried, and they were texting me. But
well, yeah, normally you would go on a walk for fucking 15 minutes because these pugs can't breathe. They don't know. They'll go out there and they'll run around, and then they'll need to lay in the middle of the road, or she'll come back and puke or something.
Yeah, we sprint sometimes. I don't try to get her to the place where she pukes, but I'm a responsible dog walker.
Yeah. So anyway, you were out there.
Yeah, we're in the suburbs, and, you run into the casual group of kids who want to pet at the pug, ladies doing their power walking.
Can I pet your little pug?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'd see this lady. She's got bags and a blanket and all this stuff, and just, wandering the streets, and she's like, can I do a picture of you and the pug or the dog or whatever? And I was like, yeah, thinking she's going to, take her camera out and take a picture. She, starts taking out art supplies. In the middle of the suburbs, and I'm like,
wow.
All right, you weren't around, so I was surrendering. I was like, I guess this is my day, my life, whatever. You don't resist these moments since they're so rare here.
Especially in the suburbs, I do feel like the culture up here is more about isolation, keeping to yourself, minding your own business.
I mean, that seems to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially in New York City, you mind your own business.
You definitely mind your own business, but you're going to interact with somebody every time you go out.
No, in the suburbs, it's oh, hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey.
It's
how you doing?
Cordial, but not deep.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, your dad gets deep because he gets deep with everybody.
Yeah.
But no, I just started sitting on someone's lawn. It wasn't her lawn. She there's a bus that goes by on the main road, and she just took the bus and was walking around the neighborhood and drawing pictures of the houses and stuff. And
wow.
And so I sat with her, and she drew the most beautiful, artistic, but very abstract portrait of me and Magic for an hour with a ballpoint pen.
Damn.
Yeah.
An hour?
Yeah.
That's a long time. And were you making chit chat with her? Did she?
Yeah, the whole time.
Was she making sense, or was she kind of off, or what was the deal?
Yeah, a little paranoid. Was a little paranoid, but she's doesn't have a cell phone, doesn't have an email. Kind of very much just she's in life.
Yeah.
The way when you don't really have family or support around you, you're just in life, in the moment, in the all right, I'm gonna sit with you for an hour, and that's life. It was great. I wish I could have taken a picture, but she's I don't want to be exploited, so I don't even want to exploit her talking about her right now. But I did feel oh, if you surrender into this moment, you're gonna hear exactly what you need to hear. You kind of pay attention on a deeper level, because when you're doing the dance with you or with your parents, we're reflecting in a different way, and you're getting different information. But when you're reflecting with a stranger, you're where their mind goes, and her wanting to talk to me about I had literally been looking up at LASIK eye surgery earlier that day. And she was like, oh, my eye's all fucked up. You got to be really careful with your eyes. You know, things can get really messed up. And then once it's messed up, there's no going back. And I was like, all right, I guess I needed to hear that.
Wow.
Me personally. Like, I just take it as a message. Anyway, she was super cool. We had a good time. Every car, she was like, do you know that person? What are they doing? I'm like, you're on someone else's lawn in someone's neighborhood, and you're worried about everyone else here. They're worried about you. It's almost like this interesting.
It's true, because you don't really see that a lot in the suburbs, like somebody like a homeless-looking motherfucker walking around.
Like with a blanket and lots of bags. Yeah, you don't see it that often. So it's so funny, though, because like every person who probably would be like, what's she doing? She was like that about them. What are they doing? I'm like, they're going home.
Yeah. They're just living their life. They're an NPC out here in this world. Don't worry about them.
What's an NPC again?
I think it's called like a non-playable character or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like extras of a video game.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I thought you were talking like in Succession, which we just watched like a little bit ago. They had when they had that big scandal, it was
NDA.
NRP, like not real person. And that was pretty much anyone who didn't work on the boat or was a customer on the boat or whatever. On a cruise ship, they referred to as not real people. So it's like if someone got raped who was like, you know, just someone on this island, it was like, oh, it didn't involve a real person. Oh, wow. It was like really dark, but it felt really reflective of probably how companies do operate when they go to foreign countries and just exploit, take what they can.
I thought that was an interesting moment because I was proud of you because I think you slowed down in a moment that most people wouldn't and are trained not to, and you know.
Well, I'm trained too.
Yeah.
Like just the line of work that we do. But it was funny because I was like talking to her and telling her that we make movies and documentaries and that I do it with you, and she's like, "Is he filming us right now?" And I'm like, "No."
It's actually a good question.
But it's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think like when I came home and you were telling me the story, you were like, you know, I just remembered Ram Dass saying everyone is God in drag, and I just, you know, like you basically just were like, I'll take my medicine right now, like, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to say like, whoa, I was in a certain gear and I never even thought about putting it in another gear where I could slow down for a second and take in someone's essence and, you know,
I think it's
de-otherize another being here.
I mean, for more than anything, not that like I did something really great or anything, but I had the opportunity. It's like I could be generous with my time and attention right now.
That's what I'm saying. I think that is like...
And make her feel safe in this neighborhood that she's obviously suspicious of every person.
Well, it's one thing to be like, hey, can I give you money? Can I give you a ride? Can I give you this? Can I give you that? You gave her instead the feeling of feeling connected to humanity again, which allows for some trust, which might allow for her to improve her situation a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's a pretty grand statement, but...
Well, I mean, you broke through... she was clearly very paranoid. And you broke through that for some reason. She wasn't paranoid about you.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, a little bit. Because I was like, can I take a picture of it? Like, I wanted to show you, like, this thing. And she's like, no.
She wouldn't let you take a picture of the art she made even.
No.
Wow, damn. Fucking...
But I kind of respected it. I'm like, yeah.
You gotta respect it. I respect the player. I respect the game.
Yeah.
You know, I respect the NPCs out there.
Honestly, it's like kind of who I am, though. I like to wander around places and like look at, like, my dream is I love houses. I just want to paint houses, and I love the way they look at night or like at dusk. You know, they just like even the cutest houses. Just they look so like magical. Yeah. They have so much personality.
Yeah, totally.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway. What are we talking about anyway?
We're doing a podcast. We took a week off. I put up a boys club on the Patreon during that. We never take a week off. There's always stuff coming out, but sometimes the free episode just gets lost in the wind, you know. So here we are. But we did a boys club, patreon.com/Church of Chill, and there's lots of new Church of Chill episodes. People are appreciating those. So join us, join our community. You can join our Discord if you go to our Patreon, and deeply appreciate that. The people that those are the real homies.
Yeah, you have a lot of good Church of Chills coming up, but your last one was one of my favorites. Yeah. And we're coming up on 150 episodes of this music discovery show that you're
4
doing.
years.
Crazy.
A 4-year hero's journey into music.
Have you ever repeated a song?
No. Well, a couple times here and there because it really has to strike me as completely necessary. You know? like maybe a song got played 3 years ago in an episode, but now I'm doing one that's more of a themed episode, and this would really just be the puzzle piece that connected everything. So every now and then I'll do that, but for the most part, no. And
what is it, like 19 days of music or 19 hours
probably
or something?
19 hours. That ain't shit. It's a lot more than that. It's fucking 3,000 songs so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Pre-approved.
Yeah.
A pre-approved
totally.
playlist.
Totally. I mean, and to me, it's like, it's music to trip to or to get high to or
make art too.
Yeah, basically, trip, get high, and make art too.
Those are 3 really good things to do.
Yeah, it's a container for your chill, and chill comes in different shapes and sizes and musical sounds. So there's punk on there, there's country, there's babes singing, there's guys, there's girls.
I'm pretty excited about this episode that we might hold back for a while.
Oh, yeah, Cass suggested I do a tear-jerking Heartbreakers episode.
Well, because I just love the songs that, like, you don't even have to be sad and you hear it and it just, like, makes you cry. Like, not, like, necessarily tears of, like, how beautiful the human experience is. Or,
Yeah.
tears that remind you of heartbreak or tears that remind you of loss. Like, kind of going in and through those emotions is valuable,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tuesday's Gone, Leonard Skinner.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a great one?
Yeah, was that on your list already?
I put it on the list. It's not necessarily like that's what's fun about putting this one together is like, what are the songs that evoke that emotion but aren't necessarily like the most obvious ones that do. So I don't know. Tuesday's Gone always makes me well up a little bit.
Yeah, mine was Willie Nelson's cover of Leon Russell.
A Song for You.
Oh yeah.
Anytime someone sings a song for you, I'm done.
I know. I'm like, can you learn that and sing it?
I'm twisted and toasted when somebody fucking sings that one. 'Cause we're alone now and I'm singing this song for you.
Yeah. And then it's like, you don't even have to listen to music so literally. Like,
No.
it's like...
They didn't make it so literally most of the time,
No. It's like talking about the human experience. Love, God, life, everything.
Yeah. Man, we had another... The day after you had this interaction with the lady out in our neighborhood, which I hope we get to see her again. I hope like, she pops up again.
I'll keep an eye out. She gave me her mailing, her P.O. box, so I might send her like a
Damn,
something.
That's badass. Just fucking slip someone your P.O. box.
Yeah.
Wow. But the next day, you and I went out for a fucking nice long hike. We wanted to go conquer this mountain. And we were like, how do we make this fun? And classic Sean and Cass style, we're like, let's time ourselves. This trail says it's going to take 2 to 3 hours. Let's see how long it takes us. And then, of course, we're like...
hustling.
Skedaddling.
We're like,
this
there's like this epic view of the Hudson River, and we're like,
cool.
all right,
keep
cool.
Going, keep going, keep going. We're blowing past everyone. There's like people that started hours before us. We're like, boom, 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 boom. And we both have the body type for like scurrying up rocks and like doing it quick. And
we also can kind of get in the competitive spirit.
Totally. And it's great because like, I don't know, like we're just out there in nature, not saying a word to each other.
No.
Just going.
I kind of thought we did it on like a Friday because it was supposed to rain on the weekend. I was like, this is good. This is like us having a business meeting.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk at all. But
Yeah. It was supposed to be because we have a bunch of cool stuff coming up and we need to be creative right now. So it was supposed to be like a creative brainstorm session, but we ended up not saying anything. But it did. It was like the creative incubator, and then ended up being very revealing because it's a pretty gnarly hike. I would say 4 or 5 miles. And
you're sweating from the first 10 minutes.
Oh my God, it's fucking straight uphill right away. We get halfway up, so we're at the top, and I was like, "Well, that's gnarly." Okay, it's all downhill from here, but the downhill is like...
I was like, this is where you need to be extra careful.
Yeah, these are fucking ankle bucklers, these rocks. Like, this is fucking crazy. So we start going down, and like pretty much right away, we come across like these 2 Latina sisters from Brooklyn, and they're taking it real slow. And like at first, we just like kind of scurry around them and keep on our way, and we're like, "Hey, you guys okay?" And they're like, no, she broke her ankle, or she sprained her ankle. And I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, it's a really rough one. You're halfway up this fucking thing. It's 2 more miles of pretty treacherous downhill, which is like, I don't even know what's worse for a sprained ankle, going uphill or downhill, because I know the downhill wasn't going to be fucking fun. So we stopped for a second, and we're like... do you guys need help? Like, what? Like, we were brainstorming. Like, it was hard to say what to even do in this situation.
I was like, you don't want to call 911 for a sprained ankle because they will evacuate you off a mountain, and who knows in America what bill that is.
Oh, can you imagine? You'd be paying off that fucking helicopter ride the rest of your fucking life. So we stopped, and while probably, wouldn't you say 20 people just keep blowing by without even saying a word?
Well, they're like, you got this.
Well, people were blowing by them before they even asked if they were okay.
Coming down the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Stay near me.
yeah, I'll reframe it.
Reframe it, and we're
gonna be joined by Daddy-O here.
Yeah, we'll tell you the rest of our story, and then let me do this. Yeah.
Let's get this right.
It's okay. Little Marlboro Reds.
Little cowboy killer.
I need a little.
Marlboro Red Jack.
Yeah, so we're coming down this mountain.
So we would, we help.
We stopped to help him. We
Yeah.
stopped to help him, and we couldn't figure out the best way to help him because where they were was the fucking worst, most precarious place on this goddamn mountain. So
Were there any like long sticks or trees?
I found a stick like that. It was like
Something you
it-
could make.
I'm not even kidding you.
stretcher out of.
It was like God put a stick there. Like I was like, oh, you know what she needs? Like a walking stick, and there was a perfect one right there, just like perfect height, perfect.
For length, everything.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we were like, we'll run down the mountain and get help.
Yeah, we're like, okay,
And
we're
then
going
we
to go
get-
get help, and we're going to send somebody
We
up
got like
here.
50 feet, and we're like, it actually smooths out really well 50 feet. So we're like,
Yeah.
let's go back
We went back.
and grab them. And so we were her crutches
Yeah,
for
we're-
like the next
we're-
50 feet.
I'm like, hey, do you mind if I just like manhandle you a little bit and try to help you out?
Not trying to touch your breasts.
No, I'm not trying to do anything.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, I'm not trying to touch your breasts.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not
I
trying
am
to do
a
anything.
tip man, but
Yeah, no, she was like, I was like, can I just carry you? And she was like, I'm a little overweight. And I'm like, what? She was. Like, I went to try to carry her, and I was like, oh,
Obese.
shit. Like, I was like, what the fuck is our day about to be right now? I was like, I'm about to be carrying someone off a mountain for fucking 3 or 4 hours at least. And,
I would have to project that it was going to take you that long. I would have called Air Rescue. I would have called 911.
Well, that's what we're saying. We didn't want in America. You can't just call air rescue.
Here in America?
Here in America,
Shit.
no, we don't have the health insurance you do, Jack.
Yeah,
most
come
people
on.
don't.
You can't do that. I couldn't do that to them. I feel
You
like
can call 911. You can call the Coast Guard. They're not going to get
get a bill for that. But for that, there would be some hospital sending it. You know.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know. Anyway, we were just like,
It's a big hoopla.
Did she even have to go to the hospital? You think?
She had a
Probably.
sprained ankle.
she had a sprained ankle. She was fine.
She needs to get wrapped
She
up.
just couldn't put any weight on
It
it,
was-
and so we ended up carrying her and putting her in like a flat area and setting her up with some sticks and saying like slowly but surely start making your way down. We're gonna run down to the bottom
to get help.
and get help. And we ran down to the bottom and called for help, and they met her and they
And
saved her.
meanwhile, people were coming behind you,
Yeah.
not even stopping to ask what's wrong.
Yeah.
That's
Look,
sad.
you can't
That's
blame
so
them.
sad.
You can't blame them. They're not in the
No.
same frame of mind that we are. And all it is just like a level of awareness. And literally, it was me. Like, I don't know what thought process Cass goes through, but I'm like, I'm gonna be them one day. Like, we're all reincarnating and getting spit back into this thing, and I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be facing that moment.
Yeah.
Of needing help.
I'm needing help.
And like, please, God, I hope a stranger helps me right now. Why not be that stranger? Why not be the man?
Absolutely.
Look, and I learned this from you.
I was about to
Yes.
say everything rubs off from Jack because that's how I felt. I was like this when I was hanging out with that woman the other day. I was
yeah,
like, well, this is
that's where my head just went to that woman.
yeah. I was like, this
It's
is.
like,
I mean,
I'm staying here, Jack. All right, Cass.
but that's what you do. We can't even take you out of the house without losing you because you'll start like having like the deepest conversation with whoever it is. You know what I mean?
Then he winds up in the car with us.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And it drives it like.
No, I've never done that.
I think
to you.
sometimes it drives Sean a little crazy or Kathy because, they're out to dinner with you and then you start talking to someone else. But I try to say, because I'm more of an outside perspective, like, you might think that you're a little intense if you're close to you, but when someone is feeling that level of love and attention that they don't probably get in the day-to-day. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you
that's very kind.
No,
of you
that's
to
why
say.
I don't I've really learned not to govern his behaviors when we're out, because I think with me and my mom, we're a little bit more on the introverted side.
Introverted. Yeah.
You're on extroverted. It's as simple as other people give you energy. Other people kind of take our energy a little bit. That's
I wind
the
up
difference.
walking past people sometimes saying hello, and all of a sudden I'm in a conversation.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it's crazy. Cass, are you looking what you're doing right now?
No.
You crushed that bottle, and now you crushed your hat.
Whoops.
Cool.
I'm just moving.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I mean, this is a rare
Yeah,
It's always a treat
and
when you hang out
beautiful
with us.
experience, and you guys. Oh, God,
yeah.
Oh,
look
isn't
at
this nice? We like
Yeah.
to
took the umbrella out. Wow.
it. Yeah, yeah.
level
Yeah.
it up.
Level it up. We're having a nice fall day here.
Yeah, this is a nice fall day.
It's like after it rains for a few days, it like becomes HD. Like
Yeah.
everything's so crisp because all the
4K.
4K,
High def.
all the like particulate matter like has settled to the ground, and look
Yeah.
at this, beautiful.
I know.
Yep.
Makes me want to mow the lawn.
Yeah, I mean it does. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. You got to let this grass grow. You got to let it just do its thing.
What I gotta do is seed in here, Sean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seed in here.
I'll help you with
Because the rest is has gone green.
that. Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
dry summer,
Dry as a bone.
dry as a
A
bone.
hot, very dry summer.
Very hot, very dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we made it through.
And I wonder what kind of winter we're gonna get. It's
Oh.
past few days it's been, to me, cold.
Yeah.
Kathy, can we turn the heat on? No.
She's saying not yet.
Usually it's the opposite. Usually
Yeah.
it's the
the
mom who's
woman.
like, I
Yeah.
want to turn on the heat, and the husband's like, no, we keep it at a 62 all year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a killer. That's reason for divorce.
Yeah. I just wear a winter vest all year.
Yeah.
Just throw it on.
Well,
and-
we're down in the basement. It's like 15 degrees cooler down there. So,
Yeah,
but
we can warm that up.
that's all good. We're loving it.
When we get the stove, it's gonna happen. This guy Fast Freddy, we're gonna get a stove
Yeah.
and some cabinets,
Yeah.
you know, and there might have to be some reconstruction. So it's gonna be the refrigerator, sink, which pumps up into because it's below ground.
Yeah.
It'll pump up into the washing machine pump,
Yeah.
and then all the water gets pumped through the side here and up all the way to the top, and then comes down.
You know, I used to think that I really wanted a home. I'm not saying I don't, but home
Cass.
ownership is a chore.
Yeah, it is.
It's a bitch.
I didn't even want to get my leg out of the bed sometimes. I got to go do that first.
Yeah. We're so used to just calling somebody. Something's wrong. It's just like, hey, your
Yeah.
apartment's fucked
And
up.
we have like what? We have
Yeah.
850 square feet of fucked up. You know,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
like
exactly.
a
Yeah.
septic and sewage.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Which reminds me, I have to have that septic done.
You were so funny yesterday. You're like, yeah, well, I think we know a guy. Fast Freddy's going to come over. I said, Fast?
what I
You know
said.
Fast?
Yeah. Well, 'cause Mommy kept saying Fast Freddy's coming. I'm like, stop. Fast Freddy. Yeah.
Fast Freddy's the
I'm
man.
going to trust Fast Freddy.
And Fast Freddy, it's been pretty slow if he's coming. Where is he?
He
now
takes
Fast
time.
Freddy
Yeah.
is coming.
Once
I
he gets
think that's
there.
how he got that nickname. It's kind of more of an ironic thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like he does. He's quick.
No, ironic, so it's like he's not quick.
But yeah, no, I know Fast Freddy from my dart playing
Oh,
days.
when he sees, he knows you.
Yeah.
He
But-
knows Cass. Cass, you know what he looks like, Cass?
No,
I have
Cass-
not
Cass doesn't
had the
know.
pleasure of meeting Fast Freddy.
You
yet.
have, but you don't. You'll remember when you see him. He's got a helmet of hair. He's never lost a hair in his life. Like he's probably 60 years old, and his hairline starts about an inch above his eyebrows.
Oh, my God.
It's like Cro-Magnon.
Unibrow.
Yeah, it's like this
Right.
dude.
Oh,
He's great.
I
He's
wish.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we were talking on our last episode. Our friend Noah was like, I'm getting hair plugs. And I was like, stop
Oh,
it.
stop.
That's I said, be a fucking
Let
man.
it go, man.
Let it go. Yeah. Yeah, let it go. Man.
You let it go, literally.
Just let it go, man.
Let
Just
it go. Let it go. Just clean your brush out in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I
the
mean,
hair's going with it.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So
Yeah, I went through that brief. Mine went gradually.
Very gradually.
Yeah.
Over the course of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. I don't even really know when. It just slowly but
I don't
surely
know
started
when
going. And then it starts going. And once you hit that moment of acceptance, kind of like with anything, it's like you're in God mode. You're like in control of your life. Like it feels like $1,000,000 when you're not accepting things. And a lot of times we can't even pinpoint the things we're holding at bay and we're tight about and we're not accepting.
Or like, I would be happy if I wasn't losing my hair or whatever.
Yeah, fuck that. No way. Why put off?
But then, well, in terms of a couple, in terms of Jack, me, I get like, your mother's going out with married to a bald guy.
70 years old.
And she's got these trollers,
Yeah.
Some guy trolled her at the Grand Union, at the 50th reunion.
Yeah.
You should have gone with her.
And he went with another woman.
That's what I'm saying. You should have gone with her. Defend your territory.
Yeah, fuck that.
You are a jealous man, though, a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah.
I could get jealous, yes.
I was surprised that...
I can get... Yeah.
Well, he still sees my mom as how he met her,
Yeah.
Like a beauty who...
She was like...
Yeah, she still is.
Oh, yeah. She was, like, model beautiful.
Yeah, and you just you see
and
her.
I was surprised that she even took a liking to me.
Yeah.
And that thought has crossed my mind over the years.
I think that's one thing Alex and Allison Gray, I heard them say, is that, like, the best way to have a relationship with someone is to think of them as your better half. Like, always kind of...
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like that.
And I'm in the mode of changing, not responding, because your mother can go off.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Like, off over nothing.
Yeah.
And I finally found out why argue with this woman. Just let it go and just shut up.
Well, that's you spiritually evolving. Because you're kind of basically what you're saying is, what territory do I have to defend here? Like, what you know what I mean? And against who? The person who I chose to go through this life.
I put the fucking sink, the spoon in the sink. I'm sorry I didn't wash it. It doesn't get like that, but.
I mean, it does.
It does. You leave the sink, and it even leave the sink running because you can't hear it running. So you're just like.
That's what happens.
We're just like, Jack.
No.
The sink's running.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to just turn it off.
Well, mom is so she's still working. She's still so sharp. You know what I mean? And like you're just getting old. You can't hear as well. You can't move around as fast, and like she's yelling at you. She's yelling at you like you're my age.
I know.
And should be that sharp and with it and pinpoint everything. I'm blown away by the amount of stuff you're able to accomplish in a day and the amount of people you're able to talk to and connect with and go into the store and then return the thing that she wasn't like.
Asking people if they like to get wet.
Yeah. Oh, my. Yo, Dad. Dad. That's, last night, So let me set this up. We're hanging out and we're getting a little high a few nights ago. And for some reason, I was like, somebody said something, and I said, hey, you know that street slang for PCP is called getting wet. You know what I mean? If you ask someone if they get wet, you're basically saying you want to go smoke angel dust with me. Yeah. And I don't know what about that you didn't hear, but so you go to the grocery store the next day, and you go up to the baker, who was a beautiful young boy, and without any context, just says to him, "Do you get wet?" to a young baker boy,
and we had already decided. I had already passed him off like
some weed,
a couple butts,
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, "Enjoy." I said, "But the new expression," I said, "I've just heard is, do you get wet?" And he said, "Well, wet?" I said, "Yeah, I think that's the new expression for getting hot. Getting wet." I'm like,
Imagine he goes around asking
He
people
said,
that.
I thought you were talking about something sexual.
It sounds
It
like
sounds
it.
pretty
Yeah, it
sexual.
does.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Was she wet enough, or you know?
Jesus Christ! It's like, man, that is. I cannot imagine. I wish we could have filmed that scene. These two just looking at each other across the little fucking countertop thing.
And he loves me, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. But what a strange question to hit somebody with. Do you get wet?
Yeah.
Because what's even worse is if he knew the lingo
Whoa.
and was
Yeah.
like looking at you like, you get wet? Oh,
You get wet?
all right.
You don't
cool.
look it.
Meet me out back. And then you get offered a pipe
Either
of
that or go back in the parking lot and wait.
Oh my god.
I mean, but you have gotten wet before, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've tried angel dust?
Fuck, Sean.
What hasn't your
Really?
dad tried?
Angel
I
dust
just-
is been around for a long time.
See, I didn't know. I don't really know the history
Long
of it.
ti- I don't either.
Yeah. But it's
All
I
I
mean,
know, I was fucked up.
that'll do it.
Do you know what it felt like? Do you remember?
Where was it?
Yeah, like a little bit out of control. It was in Yorktown. I was young. It was before I even went away.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
to boot camp.
So you're talking 17 years old.
Yeah.
I was at Popeyes and someone started to pass me something.
Popeyes still
The bar.
exists?
No, this
And that
was
was like 10 years
10
ago.
years
or
ago.
something.
Oh,
And thinking it was a joint, and I was like, actually, I'm cool. And then I realized I almost smoked PCP.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, there was a guy in Popeyes that was rolling a blunt and just dipped it in PCP.
You don't want to do that.
No, of course it's not even a question. It's not like we're not
Yeah, I know.
going to take random
You're not
drugs.
out there experimenting. Oh,
No.
that's new.
We're
Yeah.
not going to take random drugs, and I definitely don't like drugs.
You can't.
I
I mean,
don't-
you can.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm
But
past
then-
that point.
Then you're all fucked up in the head, man, and you're trying to stay focused and spiritual and and limited,
Yeah, exactly.
yet expanding.
Well, I mean, all these drugs.
Just doesn't have a good look.
No, it
Because
definitely.
I remember
doesn't.
when we learned what even getting wet is we were in a Uber and seeing a bunch of people like all fucked up on the street, and the driver was like, "Oh, everyone's out there getting wet."
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
I
it
mean,
does
you
not
see
look good.
people twisted, and it's exactly what you said. They're out of control. I've never taken a drug that's made me out of control. That seems so scary, and I don't understand what people are trying to do when they habitually take something that makes them out of control. It seems like meth makes people go out of control.
Meth is an instant addiction.
Have you tried that one?
Crack, never.
Oh, really?
Oh, methamphetamine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In more of a pure pharmaceutical form, probably.
Oh yeah, I knew doctors and have a doctor in Haverstraw who used to prescribe anybody black beauties, the real ones.
So what are black beauties?
Black beauty is speed.
So you go to your doctor and get speed.
Yeah. Yep. I used to have the boat.
Yeah, you had a boat
Right.
down in the Hudson
Yeah,
River.
so I'd take 2 or 3 overweight girls across the river to Haverstraw.
No way, you took them in the boat?
Yeah.
you probably used the whole tank of gas.
No, just across the river.
Yeah, with those heavy
Oh,
girls.
those, yeah, with the weight with the bow up in the water.
Oh my God.
And I said, and I had a cab there.
Yeah,
Then went up. Boom, boom, boom.
and they would go
And I
in and
took
say, "I
half.
want to lose weight."
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's not a thing your doctor prescribes anything.
No.
They don't prescribe stuff
But-
for weight loss anymore.
But
I will preset this by saying that Kathy obviously wasn't
No, she
overweight
did
or
it.
anything, but you also got your new girlfriend to go get black beauties for
the
you.
future mother of your children got
Yeah.
black beauties for you.
yeah,
That's a real addict.
she liked them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, because that just fit her personality.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
That's what it is. It's
Then there
these-
was another doctor on 84th Street, I believe it was, and he prescribed peaches. They were just yellow peach pills,
Mm.
and they were nice. He'd give you 84 a prescription, so all the fat girls went there too,
Yeah,
and Jack got half of every script.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
For personal use, or were you trying to sell them?
Oh, personal.
Damn.
Sean, I
So you
was
were living your
fucking
life on speed.
Speed freak.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow.
I met Mommy. I was awake 13 days.
That is.
Hadn't slept a wink.
On the 13th night.
And on the 13th night, she was standing alone at the bar. And I don't know why she wasn't surrounded by men. Because she was just standing alone at the bar, and she looked over at me, and she looked me up and down. And I had enough courage because of the speed to walk right over to her.
Wow.
And say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Jack. Would you like to go out on a boat?"
Nice.
That's
You
good.
don't have a boat. I got a boat.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's suave.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
had that going for you.
When I met you, you had a boat.
I had a boat too.
Yeah.
It helps.
It helps, yeah.
That was the boat.
Yeah.
That was the boat.
Yeah. So she took you up on it.
Yeah.
And you've been together ever since.
Yeah.
And that was 42 years ago?
45.
45 years ago? Oh, yeah, because, you had me a few years
Well, we
later.
lived together for a year and a half,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
And, I would take speed, and your mother would be tired from work, and then next thing you know, I'm out at 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
riding around with some other fucking lunatic. Excuse my French.
Yeah, yeah.
She really hitched her wagon to a wild.
Yeah, she hitched her wagon to a wild stallion.
Oh, yeah. Her family didn't like me. I could tell.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you probably were inhabiting a very wild energy if you were on speed all the time. I mean, a lot of people are on speed these days. They just call it Adderall.
Sean,
Yeah.
I could eat. Now, speed, when you take it, takes away some of your abilities, such as hunger.
Yeah.
You don't eat.
It's a superpower. You
I
don't
could
need-
eat. I could have sex, which speed does. It just...
Yeah, it makes you into an animal. You're just like...
I wasn't crawling around growling or anything, but
it's just,
but I was able to eat and live normally. Not normally though, but
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think with
it's
that,
just like a fast pace.
I think
Let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're a bit of a Keith Richards of Cortland Manor because it's like I think
Of the whole town.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who maybe knew you at your worst would be surprised that you're still kicking.
Oh, yeah.
There was. She's had to be 10 years ago, maybe. People were coming up to me and saying, "I thought you were dead." It's like,
Well, because they see you at stumbling around Peekskill, 140 pounds, gaunt, your teeth are missing, it was when it was its worst, it couldn't get worse.
it got worse with crack.
No, what I'm saying.
Well, I let speed go.
Yeah,
Married your mother, stopped, got a job.
and she was obviously cleaned up her act.
Oh, she was fine.
Yeah,
She was fine. She liked peaches.
yeah,
She
yeah.
liked them because it gives you a little boost.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Sounds
like
good to me. I want some peaches. I don't even know what that is.
I mean, the thing is, we put so much into these drugs, but really all they're doing is they're just cutting off access to
Yeah.
a layer of emotions that you do not want to deal with, and that's what's addictive. Is
Yeah.
you have an escape hatch.
Yeah.
This thing makes you feel the way you want to feel, and it's instant, and you don't then have access to all the stuff that's haunting you, and
Yeah.
that's why drugs are bigger than ever. Keeps moving
Yeah.
out of frame.
Come closer to me. I don't
Yeah,
mind if you
I'll
smoke.
slide over a little bit. But was a great story that you didn't tell on here, but I wanted to. When we did a podcast with you, episode 201. Check that one out. Very good.
That was good.
We just talked about your wild days.
A movie. If you're a screenwriter,
Any screenwriter, contact us. There's a movie in that podcast.
Definitely.
And I have it in my head. I just need a screenwriter. But we left off basically where you met Mom, and we were talking about your wild days before you met Mom. But things got actually wilder after you had kids. Because, I mean, obviously, you have kids, you're supposed to behave a certain way. All of a sudden doing drugs isn't that conducive with a day-to-day thing.
Had to stop.
Yeah, but didn't you tell me a story about getting caught twice in one day?
Yeah.
Can you tell that story? What happened? So this had to be the late 80s, maybe? Mid-80s?
This is, I believe, coming home from Long Island, having a few too many pops with a customer, a good customer.
What's a pop?
Yeah.
Drinks.
No,
Some
drink.
drinkies.
Okay.
Drinking. And I got stopped somewhere in Long Island. Somehow got out of it.
That's when you could do that.
Right.
I don't even know if that's possible anymore.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh,
I know I'm a little toasted, but can you just...
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it was what, the 80s, so.
Yeah, try one of these Black Beauties.
Yeah.
You work 3 shifts in
See,
a
if
row.
anyone would try to bribe a cop, it's your dad.
Oh my God, he has multiple times. That's a different story, but... So you're
Yeah.
coming home, you know...
And then I got stopped again in Croton. I just got stopped, and there was they took a piss test, handcuffed me to the wall.
Damn.
Right? Gave me a release my own recognizance. Right? I hired a lawyer. Got a lawyer, and you're not gonna believe this. So we get to court, the whole thing, and judge says, it's really when they let me go on my RR, speed was still there.
Ooh.
What's RRR?
Own
It
recognizance.
was a film
Oh, yeah.
character, film canister, black film canister.
Mm.
What?
They just left it.
Yeah.
Lucky day.
It's good police work right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen like that anymore. They know
No.
all the hiding spots.
No, yeah. So, come court date, the whole thing. You know what my sentence was?
What?
Write 3 pages on the dangers of driving and using drugs.
Damn.
Write 3 pages?
That's nothing for you.
Could have wrote in a book.
Yeah. You just sit down and script.
Yeah, right, in script.
Like, who's going to read this? Like, who is
Yeah.
this even for? It's just, talk about a slap on the wrist.
I was just like, oh, my God.
DUIs can really fuck up your life, too.
They definitely. Now they do more. Back in the day, people used to get 3, 4, or 5 DUIs
Now it
and
costs
still have
like-
their license.
Now it costs like 10 grand. A
now
night
you're
in
doing jail time.
I
Yeah.
got 4 DWIs.
Damn.
And a letter coming shortly thereafter from the Department of Motor Vehicle. If it ever happens again, your license is gone for life.
Ooh, that's rough.
And that's when I used to drink with my customers.
Yeah,
I
that's
never, ever told the customer
Yeah.
I get high.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was just... Oh, my God.
Dad, the crazy thing is, that's not even the story I was referencing.
I was about to say, that wasn't even what I was
I'd
thinking.
never even heard that story before. But that's pretty hilarious. But you had told me once that you had a thing where you would just go into a
Doctor's office?
A pharmacy.
Oh, because he had.
You'd
this-
call in a fake prescription to a pharmacy and they go,
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you get caught twice in one day doing that?
Yes.
You told me. Yeah, can you tell that story? Like you came
Yeah.
out and they got you.
Yes.
So what was this scam? How did you do it?
I called in the proper DEA number, which each doctor is assigned.
Oh, okay.
Hi, this is Dr. So-and-so. I'm calling in prescription, fake name.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was on my way to go Christmas shopping in White Plains.
Mm.
All right. I'm free. I'm going Christmas shopping. I had called this pharmacy who I'd never called in Mount Kisco. So I get there. I go in, and he goes, "Are you Michael so-and-so?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Here you go." As soon as I walked out the door.
What is that? A gun to your head?
Cops.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They got him.
So then...
Well, there's a good
So
chance
then,
you sounded pretty
I'm
sloppy on the phone.
I'm Jones and so bad. There was a Caldor in Yorktown.
Yeah.
I called Caldor. They said, "You want to just wait a few minutes?" I said, "No problem." Next thing you know, a detective comes in and says, "Come with me."
The same day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
How'd you even get off the first time? I feel like
I think they combined charges,
Mm.
and I caught probation
Mm.
out of that 3-year probation misdemeanor.
Oh, whoa.
You know.
Wow.
that's pretty ballsy. To call in a
Oh,
fake
yeah.
prescription, get busted that day, be like, this can work.
I need this.
Well, but it's why.
Because it obviously had worked for you before, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he had done
God.
this before.
You don't know how many scripts I called in.
Yeah, and it finally didn't work, and he's like, "What are the chances it won't work twice in one day?" You know?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And apparently Caldor was called
Yeah.
and notified that there's some guy on the run.
Well, I think that's like kind of a prime example of why our criminal justice system really shouldn't be handling drugs and, drug addicts. I think that they can't even wrap their head around how desperate some people are and how addicted people are, and that people are jonesing and they'll do anything to get their fix. And even a guy who's really not like that is going to fucking,
Right.
Do some wild shit. But, I mean, that was fucking child's play, I feel like, compared to when you started getting into street drugs. And you said that in the last podcast. You're like, I don't know why I ever tried crack.
Oh, God.
But what
Why do you think you tried it?
he's running. He
was there,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Mm.
It wasn't a nickel that I didn't pick up off the street or
Yeah.
to just try to buy a short.
What's that?
What, like a short in money? Usually they go for like $20 a piece. Small piece of rock.
Yeah.
So for $15 I could get one. And before that was finished, you want more.
Well, that's
Sean,
crack. Fuck.
I am talking about gotta have it.
Yeah. The worst kind of addiction.
Oh,
We say nicotine's a bitch.
I would walk into Peekskill fucking 2 in the morning. Walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just hoping some of the dealers that are out in the street, see
Yeah.
me. But the problem became, well, when I got sentenced to 21 months,
Yeah.
they have what they call confidential informants,
CI.
CI.
Yeah.
And apparently they told police I was selling heroin. I didn't sell a fucking thing.
No, you were just addicted.
I was consuming.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was suspicious because you're not
Yeah.
the typical peak skill drug
Yeah,
addict.
they'd see me in a suit and tie.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
What are you at this point? You're coaching Sean's Little League?
No. This is way after. I mean, I was in my 20s at this point.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
he was in his late
Yeah,
40s.
Sean didn't grow up with his drug addicted father.
No, it wasn't like in a way.
Not even alcohol.
I caught some really good years where he was clean and working the program, and the program works.
Helping a lot of people.
Helping people,
God
sponsoring
almighty.
people.
How
That's
many-
what I remember.
Oh, so then after that
How-
you got into crack?
Yeah, way after. This is
Whoa.
like
Yeah.
Okay.
this is after I was out of high school. This is even after I was out of college. I was living in New York City. when
And
this
the
happened.
anger that it brought up in Sean. And
Yeah,
the
I didn't
whole
know how to
family.
deal with it.
Wasn't there something, though, that you were into that was precipitated the family moving to Florida to try to get you out of trouble kind of thing, though?
Well, he had gotten
I
in
had
trouble
5
here.
years probation.
Yeah. He
For the
stole our
prescriptions.
doctor's prescription pad and was writing fake prescriptions,
Yeah.
which, it sounds like a good idea. It sounds like you could get away with it, but
I thought I was going to jail that time.
how you didn't is crazy, and I think it's a
You know
testament.
what I did? I went around to the people all on my team,
Yeah, the baseball
parents
team. Yeah.
on the team, said, "Can you write me a letter of recommendation? I got in a little trouble.
Yeah.
Say I'm a nice guy."
It worked.
It worked.
The whole community came
Well, 'cause it
together
was true. You
because
were
it's
a nice
true.
guy.
He was a pillar of the community.
And the judge held up this fistful of letters.
Yeah.
He said, Mr. Dunn, I hope you straighten everything out. I'm going to give you 5 years probation. So
I remember.
I think
it was such
we did about 2.5 years probation,
here.
and then requested a transfer to Florida.
Yeah. And the first
And
year
they
of the
accepted
probation, he had to wear an ankle bracelet, which I had never even heard of that. I didn't even know about that.
And
so
you just had to
of
go
the-
straight from work to here and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, but they never bothered me.
He never got
I go to
violated
meetings,
on that.
never got
Nowadays,
violated.
probation is so bad that we know friends who were like, "Just give me jail time."
They'll take the jail time
because they want to
over
smoke
the-
weed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like people want to be able to smoke weed. So it's like if I could get a year in prison, it's better than 5 years, not being able to smoke weed.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's
Yeah.
these days. I mean,
Yeah.
Or having to show up at 8 a.m. and give my piss or whatever it is you have
Yeah,
to do.
he barely got out of this one. It was when it first happened. It was on the front page of the newspaper. It was a very embarrassing thing.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
Kids were making fun of me on the bus because of it.
Mr. Dunn faces 7 years,
Yeah.
35 years or 7
Yeah.
years in prison.
Yeah, and my mom was the president of the school board at the time,
Jesus. Oof.
which is not like an appointed thing. She ran for and was elected by the people.
Elected.
And it's not necessarily a popular position because
No, that's the only reason he was on the front page is because she was fighting the good fight on behalf of the people.
Yeah.
And, the bureaucrats don't like that. And, yeah, we're coming after her from all angles. And then he gave them a juicy one. So right on the front page of the paper, it was just like, it was mortifying. And I just remember being worried that he was going to be pulled off the scene. And it was weird because this wasn't a time of extreme drug use for him.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like it got worse after that. I
Yeah.
don't remember seeing you fucked up all the time, this and that.
No.
And then this, all of a sudden, it just felt like out of nowhere, all of a sudden we're like, oh, Dad could be gone for a long time. And, I was the oldest. I was 13 at the time.
Scary.
Yeah,
it was
three
scary.
younger sisters.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was really scary.
Scary. Whole fucking family falling apart.
Yeah, really. It
What
really
an asshole
could've.
I was.
Yeah, I mean, you were struggling, and it took me so long to realize that or relate with that.
That's why being in sales was rough.
Yeah.
That, all of a sudden you've got a month, you haven't made a sale.
Yeah.
And I wasn't using drugs selling, but
Yeah.
pressure.
Oh, I
The
know about it.
pressure.
Yeah, yeah. 4 kids,
Yeah.
and the pressure to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to just
Put
keep the
good
whole thing
food
going.
on the table and
Absolutely. You guys did such a great job too. It's so hard to raise a family and raise a family that big. And
yeah, because there's no time for yourself.
No.
You it's like bath time, lunchtime, medicine time,
Yeah.
bedtime,
You don't have time to process.
time for the game.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we won championship, Sean's team.
Yeah. That's probably my best childhood memory is
That was awesome.
he coached our team to championship and that's great. Not everyone gets to have that experience in a life of winning the thing. And it was my last year in Little League, and we won the whole thing. And not only that, we were the underdogs.
Yep.
We weren't.
Oh, Bernie Casafava,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was the high school phys ed
Yeah.
teacher,
Yep.
and he had a good team.
Yeah. Yeah. More raw talent than
Yeah.
we had. We were a
Yeah.
ragtag team.
Yeah,
You guys are
right,
scrappy though.
We had to be scrappy, and he's the best coach for a scrappy team because he'll just annoy the shit out of people with stolen bases and trick plays and this and that. And
Number 11?
yeah, exactly.
What's that?
11.
It's a trick play.
Yeah. The man on first,
Yeah, when
nobody on second, nobody on third.
and the catcher.
Catcher usually always lets the first baseman steal second because there's no guarantee he's
Yeah.
going to make the tag.
That's a long throw. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
For Little League especially.
Yeah.
so we came up with a play
yeah,
that the catcher catches the ball and the guy goes to steal and he throws it down to third base and the kid on third base is so far off like he's ready to run home.
yeah,
What?
yeah,
Out.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh,
Which would have been a run, and instead they don't have someone in scoring position anymore.
Yeah.
So we did that in the championship game. He mixed up our lineup a little bit. 'Cause
Yep.
we had a kid who could hit a home run
Blake.
every time. Blake Lalonde.
Lalonde.
Sick. Like you've never seen. He was a little
Little guy.
a little guy like me.
Yeah.
But just had the sweetest swing and could connect on anything. And one of those guys, they would try to intentionally walk him. He would just.
And
Still
Wally
hit.
always put him up first.
Yeah,
This is Wally's famous.
Yeah. You put this guy up first because he's also fast and he's going to reach base. But this is our power hitter.
Yeah.
So he took control of the team and switched him, put him up fourth, and it worked out perfectly.
Oh, he hit a home run.
Loaded
Hit the
the-
scoreboard.
Loaded the bases and he hit the scoreboard, and it was like
Yeah.
just demoralized the other
It
team.
demoralized.
Yeah, they were done.
Yeah.
they were
done.
done. Yeah, that was very, very special, magical time.
That was a great game. You know why? Especially because Wally hated me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid.
The actual
No, Wally
coach.
was an old man who was
Oh.
the age of my grandma, and he was somehow still coaching a little league team. Must have been in his 70s. Somehow.
That was his thing.
It was his thing. He
Yeah.
was in charge of that team, and he wasn't able to coach because he's such an old guy and had things. To do.
And he had to go away or something.
Yeah, he wasn't available, and my dad was
and
the coach.
He took that case to the board, and I don't want Jack Dunne coaching my team.
Yeah.
He's been with me all year. I don't want him. I don't want him. They said, "Goodbye, Wally."
Yeah.
Jack's the coach.
And you really came through for them.
Came through
Oh,
and won the whole thing.
that was what was good for me. How's that, Wally?
Yeah, that was great. It's definitely a fond childhood memory, and yeah, we as a family we always keep chugging along, and we've gone through ups and downs and the craziness and the fucking. You ended up having to do time eventually. You know, I guess it was all coming to a head.
That
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah, that was hard for everyone.
Really
that was
hard,
probably the lowest point for our family,
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron was
But
in the
yeah.
hospital, Katie was in the hospital, and you were in jail.
Yeah, and every Saturday morning, Mommy would wait online for like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Not because she had to, because they could do it.
Yeah.
Because those COs could do it.
And she would do it every week and go visit you and get up at 4 in the morning and go down there. And I'm sure that's
Wait
not
online.
the direction she saw her life going, but
Well, maybe when you meet someone who's 13 days on speed, it might be the direction you steer.
yeah. When you meet under those circumstances,
Well,
Just
that
kidding.
was a long time before that, but
hit yourself to a wild stallion.
yeah.
But I mean, she had put up with a lot, and she had decided that was what she did. She stood by her man. She always knew you were her man, and she stood by you even through that, and that was
Yeah.
really tough. And you and I didn't communicate at that time.
I still to this day wonder why Mommy stuck with me, man.
Well, because she knows you, and
Yeah.
you're a kind-hearted, you're a
Yeah.
good soul,
Yeah.
and you had a rough upbringing, and I just think it's as simple
Yeah.
as I don't know the ins and outs of your upbringing, but it sounds like you had very young parents
Yes.
who just were of the time, and they were more disciplinarian than you ever were
Well,
with us.
After
No.
watching that Sinead O'Connor doc about, what
The
they do to
Pope.
Irish girls who
Oh.
get pregnant at a young age,
Oh yeah,
It's
What
like-
do they do?
they send them to the laundry and just disappear them.
yeah, they,
you know?
yeah,
So
exactly.
your mom was what, 18 when she had you or something?
19,
19. So that was like very young.
It was
to-
a shameful thing for her
Yeah.
to have a child out of wedlock.
They had to
and-
change dates and the wedding and
Yeah.
it was embarrassing.
I think it's a testament to true love, though, and I think Kathy knows about love, and she knows she loves you. He'll be right back.
Yeah,
So it's just she has always talked. She's like, how she can
but
see
she
you
could
and know
beat
you
the
better.
shit out of me, man.
That's what lovers do.
Yeah,
That's what lovers do, right?
Yeah.
They give them their worst and their best, and
Yeah.
you get everything from
Yeah.
someone. It's pure like that.
yeah. I kid you not. Last night, I come out and I thought I was going to see Kathy in the bed. Matter of fact, in the middle of the night, I woke up and looked over to see the lump of the body.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right. I'm here alone. What time is it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you guys haven't been apart in a long time now.
Oh.
Kathy's on vacation with her sisters, which is very nice for her.
Yeah, it is. It is. Corey was just going, when Kathy called me, Corey was going to Lefty's house, which is close by, to pick up Linda from Costa Rica.
Yeah, it's a big reunion.
Yeah.
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 We'll try to get you guys on vacation again. We watched Katie when you guys went to Aruba once. That was cool.
Yeah.
And we want to do more of that, you know?
Yeah.
Be able to be here and you guys
No
can
problem. Your family, man.
Got to go on date nights and stuff like that.
Yeah. But your family, you know that, right?
Yeah, I
You
know.
can feel that from me?
Of course, Jack.
Okay.
Of course.
All right. I made Cass admit again that she's part of this family. Of course, she said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Of course, Jack. Stop it.
I without naming names.
I mean, I introduced her as my daughter-in-law.
Oh yeah, you totally should. And
I
like,
introduced you as my father-in-law. So.
us not
Yeah.
getting married it has nothing to do with
That's a fucking
each other or not trusting this and that. This is so much bigger than marriage.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
how spirituality is so much bigger than religion.
yeah.
That's what
I
this
called
feels
Kathy
like.
Mom the other day. I was like, oh, whoops. I don't know. I was like, Mom, whoops.
You can do that.
You gotta call her mama.
Yeah.
Gotta call her Nana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. What were you guys talking about?
That I'm part of the family.
Yeah.
And he wants to make sure I know that.
Well, you know what it comes down to because we've
I
had
definitely want to make sure that she knows that.
We've had a lot of, I've had girlfriends and wives and this and that.
Yes.
But what it comes down to when someone really feels part of our family, and I would say Mare does too, it's non-judgment. No, yeah, we don't know.
Well, that's what we like about life is like, it's
Yeah.
for today. Like when we get too ahead of ourselves in any relationship, even in our relationship, you kind of get a weight on it.
Yeah.
Like, we have to promise ourselves to each other on a daily basis. And we like that because
Yeah.
there's no like, yeah, we're very comfortable, but there's no like taking our relationship for granted when we do that,
Right.
And I think that's kind of our intention partly with not getting married is like, we want every day to be like, let's recommit to each other. Let's show up the way, a new love or a committed love would want to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely feels in line with us not taking life too seriously and not being too self-serious. And I think it helps us bring in a layer of humility that then ushers in humor into our
Yeah.
life. I don't think you can have humor without humility. So we try not to get too caught up with taking ourselves too seriously or anything
Yeah.
like that. And when we get in fights, it's usually that.
Yeah.
Somebody took themselves too seriously and their opinion too seriously for a minute. And we just try to grow and learn from that. But Cass has come into this family in a very just kind of
Open.
accepting and open and just, here for all of it. And has seen
Oh,
hundreds upon hundreds
Caitlin.
of seizures. And-
Caitlin loves Cass.
oh, yeah, of
I love
course.
Caitlin.
Yeah, of course.
I will say we're fighting a lot less since we've been here. Like Sean and I don't
So
even know
we.
if we've fought. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's good.
That's
Yeah.
less?
It's either that or come in the room.
Yeah.
I got something to tell you.
No, it's there's more accountability. There's more people here, so you want to be. I don't want to come up.
We don't want you guys downstairs hearing us yelling and screaming
Yeah.
over
yeah.
the fucking spoon in the sink or whatever.
No, it's okay. I feel like we're all comfortable enough with each other
Yeah,
to
we are.
to forgive all
You-
the energy that needs to be released. I think part of the reason I think we're fighting less though is because being in some place that has access to nature and
Yeah.
being downstairs where there's more than just 2 rooms, like
Yep.
we have like
And-
a level of spaciousness now in our relationship that we've
Yeah,
never
it's
had.
cool. I get down.
Yeah.
I know Cass is working behind that closed door.
Yeah.
You're in there doing your thing.
My research.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy that this living situation, because we've only lived in one place together, and it was a very small apartment in New York City. and we were on top of each
Oh,
other.
before this one?
No, that was it.
Oh,
Like, yeah, we
that was
lived
the
there
only
for
place
like 10 years.
that Cass and I ever really knew together, and I didn't really realize how small and kind of oppressive it was till we left it. And we were fighting more down there just because we were on top of each other in a way where we needed to be. We needed to be in each other's business.
No wall except close the bedroom door if you want to be alone.
Well, and then it's like if someone wants to do something separate, it's like want to make a phone call, it's like, or work, it's like, oh, you have to do it from bed, which kind of like in a small bedroom can kind of
like
feel
laying in your bed on the phone or trying to do an important thing. It just we were just more up on each other, and our relationship's been a lot better since it has this more openness.
That's good.
Yeah, it's been good for us overall to be.
Well, we love having you here. And that's Mommy's words also.
Yeah. It means the world to us.
Yeah, it'd be really tough to be here if you guys were like, hey, when are you guys going to get the fuck out of here?
Oh, can you imagine?
Which we could do. Like, we have money and we're fine.
I don't even have that in my vocabulary.
Yeah. Well, when we first moved in here, it was like, whoa, for as fast as we need to move, we can't find another place. We need to get our stuff.
Someplace.
Yeah.
Quick.
And then we were down in
and
Georgia
that
for a month.
shit never even happened.
Well, whatever. I mean,
I think
all I'm saying is we could have quickly found ourselves in another apartment, even after we brought our stuff here. But we were like, let's just slow down. Let's be a little bit more nomadic. We were up at Cass's mom's for a month. We were down in Georgia with Mare for a month. We were running around all summer making a movie, and we're about to continue to do that.
Yes.
We've been here 6 months. We've probably really been here 2.5. And
I think
it's been better.
Yeah, I think the reality, though, is, and like we do want to obviously get our own place, but when we think about where we want to be, we want to be.
There's absolutely, hands down, no rush.
We really appreciate that. That means a lot.
Save that fucking cash.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And it's great. And
Good.
It's such a privilege. It really is. I think about this. It's a privilege. Not everyone has parents they can turn to and be like, hey, can we just have a place to stash our shit while we figure out
My mother
who we
wouldn't
are?
let Trisha. Trisha was homeless.
Yeah, exactly.
Her daughter.
Let her come and stay.
Your sister, her daughter,
Who's blind.
Yeah. Who's blind. Yeah, I mean.
Well, no, wasn't there? She said she would if she started to accept Jesus
if she
Christ
went to Al-Anon.
Oh, Al-Anon.
Right.
Oh, yes.
That would be the
only
condition.
if you go to meetings every day.
Yeah.
And that's not meanings for being an addict. It's meanings for being.
Well, that's the thing. Your mom, who we call Mare, which different Mare.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy that I'm dating
you got two mares.
a Mare.
A Mare and Mare and a Mare.
I'd never even heard of that name, but only person I've ever known that goes by Mare is your mother.
Yeah.
And now we have another Mare. But your mother, Mare, she doesn't have humor. And I feel bad for her. You know what I mean?
Sean,
she doesn't laugh.
No.
And it's just like it's a reflection. And it sucks. I always say to you, like, hey, Dad, your mom's still alive. It's kind of crazy. Your mom's still alive. It's the only one of any of our
70.
grandparents that is alive.
Yeah.
Like, hey, maybe we can, make your relationship right or this or that. And
you
it's
can't
tough.
do anything, man.
I don't know if you could even.
No,
it's
I
tough.
can't.
It's like talking to a wall.
I can't.
And
I talked to Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen says,
who's your other sister? That's who Mare lives with.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's very tough. She's old and she's tight. And
she's letting herself get older. She will not make an effort.
Dad, this is what we say to you.
I know.
You're right now, like you're going into your 70s. I can't believe you made it this far. But it doesn't have to be a slow deterioration of your body throughout your 70s. Somehow you're in decent shape. Like, start doing a couple things for yourself. Quit smoking.
Now Jack drinks a glass of water every morning.
Yep.
That's
the only water he's seen in
70 years.
70 years.
Which is it's really true.
Salt water.
Yeah,
plenty
you've seen
of that.
a lot. You're
Plenty
a salty old dog.
Yep, I am. I am. I'm a deck ape.
Yeah. No, but this is basically what's to say is once I discovered psychedelics and started doing ancestral healing through these plants, I've just realized what you went through and what it must be like. You lost your dad. He was 49. You were young. You were so young. You would have been a different person had your dad not died.
Oh.
You would have been. Our family would have been different.
Super guy.
the best, you know?
He was the best.
Well, can you imagine the heartbreak
And
that Mare had to go
That's
through?
the thing.
And you were like the golden apple of the earth.
First grandkid.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll never forget. It was Christmas. I guess it was shortly before he died.
Yeah.
he had the Santa Claus outfit on, and he went out special, and he bought you a special crib.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, and he held you, and you smiled at him, and then you cried a little bit, the Santa suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That would have been 2 weeks before he died.
yeah,
Damn.
he died on January 14th.
Yeah. He had a massive heart attack and just dropped dead.
Right in front of Kathy and Sean.
Yeah, right in front of me and my mom. I'm too young to remember, but I guess I do remember in a way.
Yeah, there just must be some energetic
Yeah.
memory there.
Well, he's with us now. He entered us in that moment, and I guess we needed him because we were in for it,
But that's a crazy amount of grief because your sister Colleen was with him then too, right? And
Well, she was upstairs.
Yeah. But, 49 years old to drop dead of a heart attack? So my whole life, I'm always assuming he's about to drop dead of a heart attack any minute.
Well, that's when I got this pain under here. I was like, I better check it out.
Yeah, no,
So they finally, set up an appointment. They want to do an ultrasound.
Yeah.
Ultrasound?
I don't know. You know your body
They
better than them.
took blood from me. They said there's no indication of a heart attack. Your blood's in good shape. You're okay.
I think the worst thing that keeps happening to you is you keep getting your lungs scanned, and they're like, you're fine.
Yeah, that's the worst thing they could be doing for you. They should at least just say, like, hey, you
They
can't smoke one more day. I mean, you're okay right now, but you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would take to get you to stop smoking, and I don't know. I kind of throw my hands up because you're good with. There's so many other addictions you could go head first towards, and they're much more destructive. But this is just the slow ticket out, and I don't know. I want to see you quit smoking. That would be awesome.
I know.
We'd all be very proud. But I don't know. You've been through a lot. You didn't have the. You didn't have the warmest household coming up. I know your dad was the man, and he was really good to you and supportive. But you lost him at a critical time in your life, and your mom kind of treated you the opposite. She was tough as nails on you as an adult. When you were on probation for that thing we talked about, when you got the 5 years.
Yeah.
And I remember this. She called his probation officer and said he's on drugs.
My mother.
And you weren't even, right? That's the
No.
whole thing.
We knew when he was on drugs.
Yeah.
Me and my mom would know. We could tell from a mile away, and we'd confront him. I don't know where Mare got in her head that you were on something. Calls his probation officer.
As Aaron is getting off the bus, state trooper pulls up. What the fuck? So they let me go from the barracks, and they said, you have to go for a urine test. I said, no problem. Went. Urine was clean.
That's almost like unforgivable.
Well, but
I would be so mad.
But
Oh, how about being written out of the will?
Yep. Yeah. For what? This guy's struggling. This is her only son, and he's struggling, and it's stuff. It's easy to take personal. It's easy to fucking go down a dark path with it. But imagine your mom was like that. How different your life would be. The ripple effect of not feeling held by the person
who loves you,
who brought you into this place.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be very confusing and challenging.
Well, it doesn't feel, and where I feel like I've had an advantage that you never had in life is I feel held by the universe because you and Mom are so cool and chill and supportive, and have never really gotten on my case about anything.
No.
Really,
No.
That's where, like, I think Ani turned me on to, like, chosen parents, you kind of have to find your chosen mother and father in this life. If the father or mother that bore you aren't there, that doesn't mean there aren't ways for you to feel that love in this life.
There's lots of people that can assume those roles and can provide those things. It's really nice when it comes from the person who decided to bring you into this world, but it was a different time. It was, a lot of academic pressure on him. It was a lot of, judgmental, like militaristic. Don't smoke weed. Being so harsh about weed that he's still scared. He still can't be casual about, my mom
No,
says it all the
okay.
time. Mom says it every day.
Yeah.
Make him smoke pot. I said, he's not going to smoke it till tonight. He has a way of doing it. It's after
Yeah.
a certain hour you do
I
it.
go in,
Yeah.
and I come out.
Yeah. No, I think if you would have had pot, if you would have been an unabashed pothead, I think your life would have been completely different. My upbringing would have been completely different. You know what I mean? Because I think you wouldn't have gone towards harsher stuff. 'Cause, that harsh stuff, like, I get it. I get the temptation. You're in an extreme situation,
Yeah.
and you're trying to fucking medicate and trying to,
Yeah.
escape. And
Yeah.
I think pot allows you to just do your life still.
And I let my meditation slip away as the family grew old.
Yeah.
Meditation became less important, whereas prior to that, I was meditating even after the speed thing.
Yeah, yeah. You were able to still have your practice.
Come back
Yeah.
a little bit, and then there was that, and yeah, it disturbs me a little bit that I feel guilty that my mother isn't spending 6 months here, 6 months. My mother is Sean.
You have an epileptic daughter who's
I have an
34
epileptic
years
daughter.
old. That's why we're here. Like, that's the elephant. The reason Cass and
Absolutely.
I are up here is if it were you and Mom were empty nesters and we're like, do you mind? You guys might have been like, no, go fucking get an apartment. Stop it. But you have a situation here. There's a,
Yeah.
Katie needs a team of people looking after her. And we never really had it.
Yeah.
We had you. Mom
Yeah.
would go to work.
Yeah.
And then you would be alone here with Katie every day,
All
which is
day.
terrifying.
And then have the meal ready when Mommy walked in because she was exhausted for an hour and a half's drive each way.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. You wanna head in? Are you
No.
you good? You need anything?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, just take your headphones off before you walk
Yeah.
in.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, take those off. Yeah. Cool.
By the way,
By the way.
this is off the books. You guys are the best.
Oh,
You're
thanks.
the best.
On the books, we could say that too. Do you want to switch it over to the Patreon?
Sure.
Probably a good time to do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
You still got some energy for this?
Little black tea, first time in a couple weeks, so
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it.
Look, it's hard to get my dad to focus for this long and to get him to pop in to tell old stories and stuff.
He has got a few other ones for sure.
We could do a whole new spin-off podcast that is just him telling stories. I just have to remember them for him, and sometimes that's,
I love that you were like, tell him about the time you got popped twice, and I was thinking of the time you were thinking of, and then he goes and tells another story about.
Oh yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. There's so many things I don't know about because that's the thing about him. He seems like an open book. He's a secretive motherfucker. So, we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna do the rest of this over on patreon.com/churchofchill. Thank you so much if you're already a patron. It really means the world to us. We're trying to get back on our feet. We're trying to get work again. We're trying to make movies and all this stuff. So, the people that have supported us on there, it really fucking means the world to us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So we're going to continue this conversation over there. There's tons of bonus podcasts on there, exclusive content you really can't see anywhere else.
Best music show on the fucking planet, too.
And Boys Club, me and Joey. Fuck yeah. I think we've done 7 or 8 of those that are on there. The Patreon's worth it for Boys Club alone. So join us over on the Patreon. We're going to continue this craziness. When you get high. See you soon. Peace, love, and magic.
Ay, ay, ay.